Hey y'all, it's July the 23rd, 2017. Obviously you've seen the title of this video. Probably you already seen this on Facebook or somewhere else. That's where I seen it. Alright, of this situation that took place just this morning in San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, that's right, my hometown where I'm from, the world capital of diabetes. Alright, for sure, all over. Alright, what took place, just to bring people up to speed, is they found in the parking lot of a Walmart on the south side of San Antonio, alright, they found a tractor trailer and it was filled up with dead bodies. 8 dead bodies from what I heard, and something like 30 people injured in what you would imagine to be absolutely suffocating, sweltering heat. That's what you would imagine. Here's the thing about it. Here's what's so funny about it is I'm from San Antonio, Texas. Alright, born and raised. Alright, here's the thing. I don't have to read the rest of the article to know exactly what happened. Alright, and nobody from San Antonio will read this article and be the least bit shocked about it being on the south side of San Antonio. There won't be a soul who's surprised by this. Alright, so that all said, just to paint the picture, these were illegal immigrants. They were being smuggled. It's called human trafficking. It's called I-10 if you ever heard of it. Alright, they were being human trafficked through the border by some coyotes, promising they were brown people, as if that even matters. The coyotes, they were smuggling them through, alright, and they were found in a truck. And I mean, just, you can imagine nobody cared to check on them. 8 of them died in this sweltering heat in this truck. All sort of people were injured. Alright, thing is, this is just another example. This is like the icing on the cake if you were to look at it in a sort of morbid way. This is yet another example of just, I don't know, the daily routine as far as it goes with illegal immigrants. The journey that they have to make to get into this country illegally. Alright? And notice that they'll risk all sort of life and limb for show. Alright, to get here. A lot of them do not make it. Alright? And you still have people out there, and they'll forever remain up in arms that Donald Trump wants to put up a wall. You know what? I'm kind of angry at this point that the wall is not up. Alright? Because for those actually giving a damn about the immigrants, they don't want to see any sort of illegal smuggling of the immigrants, because the illegal smuggling of the immigrants lots of times leads to this situation. How many mass graves do you want to bet exist in the deserts of Texas? How many do you want to bet? Alright, because I probably couldn't even ballpark it, to be honest with you. Thing is, this is what illegal immigration will give you. All sort of abused people trying desperately to leave their country in the palm of the hand of a stranger who will leave them to die in the back of a tractor trailer in a parking lot of a Walmart. Alright, it's going to keep happening. And people are still going to be arguing about the plight of the immigrants and how Donald Trump hates the immigrants. That's why he wants to put up a wall and stuff, man. That's terrible. It's terrible. Actually, no, it's much more terrible when people die like this in such a heinous way. And it's even more terrible when I'm not surprised in the least. That's actually even more terrible. Right? It's terrible that people would actually risk their lives this way in order to illegally come into this country. That's actually what's terrible. Right? The wall is just another thing trying to hold this back. Right? Trying to hold back the deaths and we still ain't seen it. And dude, I'm ready to just hitchhike down there and see if we can start putting up some bricks. Alright, because this is gosh dang ridiculous, and it's going to continue on this way. Alright, but you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump's a hater of the immigrants. He doesn't want this happening. You know what I'm saying, we understand that these countries are so bad that people already know, they've already heard stories in their own country of how treacherous it can be to try to get to America illegally, secretly. That's how bad their country is. Alright, so they're coming to this country because it is so desperate from where they come from. Alright, and there's people who's so backwards that they're actually out there saying, well, then we should get rid of our borders then. Our borders is what's dangerous. Our borders. If we didn't have a border, if we just let everybody come in like osmosis, then we would all be safe and happy, and everything would be just alright. Well, you're not taking into account that these people are risking their lives to come here. The places where they're from are shitty. Alright? So, if we were to get rid of the borders, here's the word of God real quick, we wouldn't have a country. There is no country without borders. Alright? So, thereby there would be no place for these immigrants to run to. There wouldn't be a country without the border. If I'm an illegal immigrant, sincerely, I'm from Mexico, I want to come to the United States. Alright, once I get into the United States, hopefully if I can get in there without dying a horrible death or getting raped all over the place. Once I get into America, what I'm going to hope and pray for is a secure border so that this country can remain the way it is and not a shitty place like where I came from. You understand? Even an illegal immigrant would also want a strong border. Alright? And this is how ass backwards some people have gotten. Alright? The carnage will continue. It is a tribulation. We are that deep. It's July the 23rd, 2017, and I'll have to holler at y'all later.